So my name's Tyler McPherron. I'm a DP in the San Francisco Bay Area. This spot is a faux testimonial using actors acting out sort of scenarios that are realistic to the customers. And so I wanted to give the camera movement a more naturalistic feel, a more handheld verite feel. And you're probably seeing some footage of me using an Easy Rig. The one that I was using is called the Easy Rig Vario 5. And basically, there's a backpack that you put on, an arm that goes up overhead, string that comes down that's connected to some springs in the backpack portion. And the one that I'm using, you can actually adjust the amount of tension from, I believe, 11 to 38 pounds. So you can take a variety of different weights. It puts all of the weight onto my hips so that my arms and shoulders are a lot more free to move, and they also get much less fatigued. Before I started using Easy Rig, my shoulders were in constant pain from doing this all the time. I think the Easy Rig's really great for being able to transition through different shots, whether going from low, walking with somebody and booming up, or same thing, high going down. It can really accommodate sort of a range of motion. I feel like the Easy Rig works in a variety of scenarios, but it's not for everything. It's not a Steadicam, it's not a gimbal, but I really like it because it gives sort of a handheld feel without killing your back. So we decided to use anamorphic lenses on this project to give our spot a sense of extra cinematic nature that it might not have if we used spherical lenses, and they're just really beautiful to look at. When objects go out of focus, they just kind of blend together in a way that really makes what's in focus pop out from the background, which can really help you in a lot of ways if you don't have control over everything. For example, we were shooting in a grocery store where there were some brands and things in the background that we didn't have time to change out, or the resources necessarily, but rather than those out of focus sort of specular highlights turning into circular bokehs that are, recognizable, they kind of turn into these oval ones and start to blend and mush together. So it helped us that way kind of control what our background is, and it also really helps separate your subject from the background. And it just looks really cool and really cinematic. It's hard not to like.
We've got two S60s coming back as like a 3/4 scratch, and then we've got a little bounce fill in front with some ultra bounces, and then we've got the store lights, so lights from above, lights from inside the produce section, and then we've got lights down below. We're actually missing some of the tubes down below, so we added two RGB quasars and just dialed them in to the color of the weirdo orangish color down below. And then up top, there were 2 rows of fluorescence. We took 1 row out just to have a little less up there. And then we dialed in the sky panels, the S60 sky panels, to what the fluorescents were, and sort of a combination of the fluorescence and the produce section. So that's about 4K, and we dialed in a little bit of green.
We shot this spot on the Sony Venice using the RAW recorder with the XOCN RAW compression, and we used Atlas anamorphic lenses, which are new lenses from a company in LA, and we used the 40, the 65, and the 100, and they, for their cost, they are really beautiful and have a lot of character. The cooks, for example, are very clean, but they don't have quite as much character, I feel like. Whereas maybe like Kawas or Lomos have more character, but sometimes they're harder to work with, or have distortion in ways that don't work for every job. So I feel like the Atlas anamorphics that we used was a really good blend of the modern workability and modern sort of optics, not having a lot of bowing or vignetting or pin cushioning, but they also have some more character that is more aligned with what you might see in a vintage anamorphic lens. It's really good in the middle sort of lens, and the price is great.
So we were shooting 4 spots in 2 days, so 2 spots per day. And apart from being in the grocery store, we were mostly outside and dealing with cars. And with the, we had a pretty small crew, it was just 2 and 2. With the kind of cloud cover, we were dealing with broad strokes. And here we have a 6K in an M90 housing, and we were running at 220 back to a 7K, so 7,000 watt putt-putt. And so just, the regular 220 cable into an adapter. Yeah, they're relatively loud, but stick them a ways away and it's okay. And we were basically MOS. So we'd either bounce that 6K into ultra bounce, or we'd come through, a light diffusion like a half soft frost, and we would usually warm it up a little bit. And then we would augment that with solids or white ultra bounces. And depending, a little bit of bounce cards there, just where we needed a hint of a little kiss here, a little negative there. Yeah, there was our clouds. And so, yeah, we would just kind of move things around as needed and kept pretty mobile. Actors were great. So then we were outside. This was on the first day. We were in a house on one side of the street, and then we moved to the other side of the street. Here we're starting off with a little negative on the left, a little bounce on the right, and the sun was kind of in and out. We even had some rain. And then around the car, we've got the 6K going into a bounce, and again, we're warming it up a little bit. And so that's kind of a 3/4 back, and then we have a little negative behind camera. There's no way we were going to cover the whole car with white or with black or whatever. We just didn't have that kind of time or that kind of crew. So we moved it along, and that fit the handheld approach. So let's take a look at the finished version of one of these spots.
I'm happy to have my son still living at home, but I can't keep him on my car insurance. His last fender bender nearly killed my rates. It was time for him to get his own policy. I told him, try the General. They accept most cars and drivers, so he downloaded their free mobile app. 10 minutes later, he had his own car insurance with the right coverage at a great rate.
Bye, sweetie.
Let the General make life easier. Call 800-GENERAL or go to thegeneral.com.
So this story was about a construction worker and his truck, and first he walks down a driveway, gets in, and so we have a nice soft push. Again, the 6K through some warmth into the bounce coming through his front windshield, just like we had in the parking lot there. And he gets in his vehicle and is about to drive off. And then here he's at the end of his journey, and he comes to his construction site. Because of the cloud cover, we could have potentially had a large light source on camera right in a condor or something, giving him a liner. But with our crew, with our budget, that wasn't going to happen. Instead, as he walks, the grips carries a solid next to him just to give a little bit of contrast so it's not so flat. And then Jason Noel, who was the best boy, we asked him to bring his kit, and he had a hood mount, pretty compact version that I haven't seen before. It was pretty slick. So he got to work on that and set that all up, strap it down nicely, and then added some extra rigidity with some suction mounts as well. Then inside the cab, we had a 1x2 Aladdin strapped to the roof there inside the cab for the driver, and we ran that off a V-mount battery and then attached it to the ceiling with T-pins. Let's take a look.
I work in construction, but my company had cutbacks, so I got laid off. To make ends meet, I missed a few car insurance payments. When I got rehired, I called my old insurance company, but they wouldn't take me back. So I called the General. They'll cover drivers that other insurance companies won't. 10 minutes later, I had the exact coverage I needed at a great price. I even picked my payment due date. Let the General make life easier. Call 800-GENERAL or go to thegeneral.com.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time.
Nice.